obviously he's done a really good job. We've had him since not just August. He's been here since last December and going through our bowl practices. And obviously we knew who Boo was in high school and how talented he was and athletic and some of the versatility that he has. You can see that now. He's obviously grown in our package on defense. Knows our defense a lot better now. You can see that with all the confidence going back to his pick that he had a couple weeks ago. And that was really just an investment of time and understanding and what's about to happen here in this formation, this situation. And he's come a long way. Obviously, he hasn't arrived yet, and nor do we think anybody would. He's in his first year, but we don't see him as a young player anymore. We say that we told them that they had to grow up as soon as they stepped on this campus because they're talented and we needed their productivity. And he's just got to continue to grow in the position, but also grow as a student athlete, both on and off the field, which he's done.
Another question on Boo. I would assume that star instincts are pretty important at that position. Do instincts translate from high school to college with the DB in that way, or do they have to be reset? Sort of his certainty of how to make plays.
That's a great question. You'd like to get the instincts right from the get-go, right? That's what we talk about, versatility, football instincts. He always has had that. So obviously it's a natural, gift that you have, and not that we can't coach certain things and schematically and to look for, but he has a natural gift. He does. He has a good feel for it. I think he's played sports his entire life. You can see that. We call it transferable skills, whether you're playing basketball or baseball or whatever sport that is. He's very competitive. We're not surprised, in the things that he can do. The thing about the star position, though, is that he's got to set the defense. That's where he's really grown. He's got to set it up and the alignments, and he's getting a lot more comfortable in doing that. And we've actually been diving into the package even further and more into it with him, where we've been very careful in early on. And that's the great thing about it. We've all grown on defense, so to speak, because there's some other young guys too that are playing and new guys, the first year here with us. Yeah, he's doing a great job. You can see it because he's playing a lot more confident. You can see it. He can see the formation right now and dive into the situation, the D&D, and he's on it. He knows what kind of play's coming.
Back here. Jermod said he and Ricky have a goal for themselves to be the best duo in college football. How have you seen them kind of work towards that goal and help each other out?
Yeah, that's good that they feel that way. I just kind of concentrate on, trying to keep them level-headed, and just work, because there's always going to be that outside, so to speak, noise or whatever's being said outside the building. And, we pride ourselves about, listen, man, it's all going to be about us, how we work again, with each other and how we hold each other accountable. And I think that's what they're doing there. You know what I mean? They're trying to push each other along with the rest of the secondary, because I think it's very competitive. I sat up here, man, in August and said, I had a group that was young, inexperienced, but talented. We were going to play a lot of guys, and you could see that they're pushing each other, and with them too, and it's good to see, because Ricky's really come on the last couple of weeks, the last 3 or 4 ball games. You can see the confidence being built. Obviously, Jamad is doing the same thing, so it's good to push each other.
Coach, in watching tape back here, what's impressed you about Pavia and that Vandy offense?
He's such a great player. He's so savvy, instinctive. The thing that us defensive coaches, you look at something, and when you got a quarterback that's really good off schedule, when there's pressure brought on him, he has a knack of making the right decisions, avoiding that pass rush, avoiding moving out of the pocket, and can run it. But he's also pump faked and made some great plays. His eyes are down the field. He's a competitor. You can see that. And anytime the guy's touching the ball on every play, and that's that guy, we all know, we've seen it, whether it's the NFL or college football, major college football, or any kind of, any level. The quarterback's touching the ball every time. When you have somebody that's that talented, that gifted, and can play off schedule really well and make good decisions. You know, they don't turn the ball over. You can see that. You know, he does a great job of command of the offense. You know, so we've got to be really disciplined, man. We got to be, you know, really good communication and doing our job. You know, and because he's a great creator once things don't go right. You know.
Coach, you've mentioned a lot about Boo Carter and the confidence that he's gained, you know, maybe the last few weeks. How do you think being on special teams has helped him elevate his game?
Yeah, it's a great point. A lot. You know, that's the one thing. It's not just Boo. It could be anybody. You know what I mean? And without naming any names, because there's a lot of them, there really is in the back end. And it's a space play. They're defensive backs. You know, wide receivers, defensive backs deal with space, where they have to avoid it or they have to close it. And you're going to build, because it's easy. It's not easy, but you have to have a gift. You have to have talent to run down on a kickoff. You know what I mean? Do your job. It's not really complicated. You could be a contained player, a fold player, a ball guy, a safety, and so to speak. You know, so when you get in that, you're getting the same teachings you would get on defense. The code words. You know, don't trade one for one. Well, on defense, you can't trade a blocker for a blocker. You have to get off the block, right? So you're hearing that on special teams. So it's a carryover. The verbiage is the same. Our verbiage on defense is the same as Coach Eck and the special team staff. You know what I mean? So the more he hears it, you know, the same thing over and over and over, the more confident you get. You know, so it's a great. It translates perfect. You know what I mean? It's what we call transferable skills. So whether you're an offense or defensive guy. It's helped a lot, and obviously his gift of catching the football, and after catching it, you know what he does. He has a great knack for that, great instincts.
Well, when you're playing a team like Vanderbilt that does a lot of that misdirection stuff and kind of pulls you one way with the eyes and goes the other, how do you get your guys to play fast like you want them to and play on instincts, but also be aware of that stuff and how much space they can create?
I mean, you know, you go in every week. You have different offenses, different schemes. You know, so focus on the job itself first. You know what I mean? What's your job? How are we going to do this? How are we going to defend this? You know, this scheme or whatever. To play fast, you got to know what to do. I mean, that's bottom line. That's what it is. So there's a little bit more, you know, obviously to it now. You're facing an option team, triple option. You know, I mean, and then you also have the passing game off of it, and there's different types of formations and motions. So just doing your job, doing it very confidently. There's a lot of carryover throughout the year. You know what I mean? We're careful as coaches. You know, is not. No, let's not give them too much. You know what I mean? Let's call this. This is exactly how we play this. So it's just we're just going to tweak it a little bit. Knowing your job builds you the confidence to go ahead and do your job at a fast pace, so to speak. But you have to do it with great eyes, discipline. We say it every day. That's gonna be really big for us on Saturday. Yep. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.